Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. This is the spring update, the beta edition. I believe it launches on the main branch at around the 10th of May. I think that's when it will come out on the main branch, but you can get it already on the test or experimental branch, which you can activate within Steam. Okay, so we've set up this food line over here, so New Haven is getting some food. We're feeding people pretty well, I think. It's stopped growing because we're not adding anything more. We built this train line to Colorado Springs over here, which will allow this to grow a little bit further. So we would like to set that up. The other thing that I thought about, so I'm going to pause it just for a second. The other thing I thought about was whether we can set up this construction material piece over here through a bridge on this side, even though there is a bridge on that side that we can use already, but that's so far away that I don't necessarily think this is going to work for us, unless we want to go to Dallas as well at some point with those construction materials, or even there's a construction material industry over there. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I believe I'm going to quickly link this up and start a little bit of a line for our construction materials. What is the maximum speed on some of these roads? I just want to see if we can pretty quickly get people to places. Really? We can't build the what does this mean? Player ownership. Keep, no, yes. What is this? What exactly does that do? I have no idea what that means. That is interesting. Okay, but anything else? Any like country roads? Nothing that's I've no idea. So that's 60 kilometers an hour or something like that, right? That's 80. Okay. Now, so what I wanted to do was actually link this up, get this underway, and then start operating passengers. Or do we do the same thing first? Anyway, let's we've got this built, so let's go ahead and get the passenger line. Sorry, a little indecisive at the start here. So let's grab this. I think somewhere over here is probably a good spot. Let's find, because I'm not gonna build a rail line up against this hill. So if I build it over there, it might be in the way, but over here it probably won't be in the way. So where can we get it? That's a pretty cheap price. So let's place that in there. Grab ourselves some tracks. Ooh, it's actually in the cut a little bit. So the track is costing us a bit more than I anticipated. So anyway, we'll do that. And we'll probably do this. We don't need it to go crazy quick out of there. So we'll do that. Okay. We'll put some signals on there just to make sure that vehicles coming out of it can stop for vehicles running straight through. So that's okay. Now, do we have a line? No, we don't. So let's grab a line. So that's from New Haven to Colorado Springs. We can't switch platforms because we only have one. So that's New Haven to Colorado Springs passengers. Okay, let's do something like that. Okay, good. And in terms of vehicles, what can we grab? Ooh, that's interesting. M300, which is like a little rail bus thing. These rail cars were called skunks because people said you can smell them before you can see them. It's obviously a diesel. It takes 20 passengers by itself, but the thing is here, it's pretty cost effective because let's say if we buy this locomotive, the Mogul, which is going to go slower than that one, probably it has a slightly less per year cost, right? It's going to go slower though, but then we still have to procure a passenger wagon at another at least 1.3 million. So from that perspective, I think this M300 is what we're going to go for, at least at first, before we get proper big trains, or until we can afford proper big trains. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these guys. Add it. Do we want to give it a funky color? So we give it a nice bright red color, right? If we do that, ooh, that is too red. Too red. Let's go back. What kind of color? Do we do the standard coloring? Do we go with something like a darkish kind of green color? Oh, I love that. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and buy that one. potentially even do 2 in a row, or even put a wagon on here. I'm not too sure. But we're only going to do the 1. Okay, so we'll go ahead, buy that, then we'll go ahead and assign it on that. But before we make a run for it, what we saw on this side, of course, when we built this, was that we're not really connecting to a lot. So we do need to provide a little bit of public transport, of course. So something like this, I thought, would do a good job. And if we turn it like that a little bit and we bring it a little closer, to be honest, let's grab a configure. We'll give you the MISC access point right over there. See if we can't get it to all link together here. So if we do that, oh yeah, that means you can have a direct little connection. I'll move it as far away as possible so that we could potentially expand it. There we go. That's awesome. Now, we also need to get a road depot. And I think something like this should provide us the ability to still have little other buildings connected in there. So I think that's pretty cool. So there we go. And we also need a couple of bus stops. So in order to make sure that we pick up absolutely everybody, I think 1 stop right over here. Yeah, that's going to pick up this entire area. And then because this is so far reaching, we'll probably do another stop over there, and that reaches all the way over there. And I think that'll cover absolutely everything in this little town. So let's give ourselves a line here. There we go. That's a pretty decent line. Now, at the Colorado Springs Central, we would like to make sure that we can stop at all platforms. I think that's all good. And this will be our CS local line. Excellent. There we go. Now, let's buy a couple of buses. What kind of buses do we have? Passengers. 70,000, 25 kilometers an hour. Takes 9 people. Takes 9 people, 35 kilometers an hour, and about double the price. But it's quicker. So let's do that. We can probably do less of these. So let's go about 4 of these guys at 380. We'll do that. More modern vehicles, quicker vehicles, probably the right way to go. There we go. So we can. So that means all of that is up and running. Okay, so we can start running that. Now, the next thing I thought we'd do, and we probably need to calm down a little and stabilize things, but I'm so worried I'm going to lose this because it's such a prime opportunity for us. Because now I'm pretty sure the game is going to start removing some of these industries, and some of them I don't really care. But this one is such a prime opportunity for Colorado Springs that I do think we should try and set up a line to serve it. So let's keep it paused just for a second because these things can happen really quickly and I don't want to go ahead and lose it. So let's set up one of these guys over here. Okay. We will need to set up something in town. So these guys are wanting the construction materials. So let's see about what we can squeeze in this kind of general area here. Yeah, something like that. Right, that'll work. I will expand this one a little bit because on this side, you can find pretty quickly that things, block you. Maybe even another little section there. I'm not tempted at expanding it just yet. Anyway, further than that, we'll get an extra street access. And what we'll do is we'll build some more roads here. But I want to build it as close as possible so that we can maximize our connectivity. And to be honest, the easiest way could maybe be just to run it alongside the back there. Let's go with urban streets. Okay, something like this. Yeah, I was thinking that might be a good way of doing it. So then we'll run it this way. And we'll run it that way. So do we now? Yeah, now we have proper access here. We should be able to get more buildings on through there. So that I'm quite comfortable with. The other piece that we needed to do was quickly build. Let's go over here. We'll build ourselves a little bit of a connection to here. That's about. Okay, can we get it as cheap as possible? Ooh. Solid straight connection through there. there is about the sweet spot right there in terms of cost. Whether it's navigable or not, I mean, I'm not using water transport at the moment. I may in future, but not for the sake of the cost increase. So if we have it very, very flat, it's 136,000. If we do that, that's an extra 100,000 just to do that, and still not navigable. If we do that, now it becomes navigable, and it's an extra 200,000. So I'd rather in future just demolish this and do a completely new bridge than do it at the moment. So let's go ahead with that. That's our bridge connection. Then do a bit of that, and then can we do? It's a bit of a. Here we go. We'll do a bit of that. There we go. Nice. So that's about as direct as we're going to get this guy. What we could, however, do is get this building as far away as possible, which will obviously be in our favor. This towards this side. Yeah, we'll just do it over here. But when it's going the other way, it's obviously problematic. So we'll stick it out like that. Do we know what these roads can travel at? No idea. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got buses running. I think I can set up this line. So let's quickly do that. From over here to over there to into town. That one will be called Colorado Springs Construction Materials. There we go, like so. And we'll throw on a few vehicles straight away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy like cargo. What do we have? These guys, 40 kilometers an hour. All cargo, 30 kilometers an hour. I'm just going to buy a bunch of these guys. But I'm just going to do like 5 of them. And then once they're halfway on the line, I'm going to buy an extra 5 and we'll do like 10. Okay, so there we go. So let's get running with that straight away. We'll get those 5 out of the way. Once they reach about here, I'll do another round of 5 and then that should be good. So now we've got tons of extra lines running. None of it's being profitable. We still have a bit of money in the bank. I believe that's all loan money. Yeah, that's exactly right. We have started with a loan of 10,000, which is where our bank balance comes from. And our finances looks pretty poor. We made a little bit of money in 1924, 24,000, and then 25 we had $1 million overspent. Well, $1 million in further reductions. In 26, almost 4 million, and now we're starting to see a little bit of profit in 1927, brand new here, and hopefully this train will run through and we'll start seeing a little bit more money coming in. I'm happy to report that we're seeing some passengers. I'm happy to report that. That's very good. Hopefully our buses will bring a few more passengers. I wouldn't mind getting that line nice and busy before we procure an extra vehicle there, is the case. These guys, I would like them to get... Ooh, I'm happy to see that this is already doing its thing. How many guys do we have on here? 1 only. So that's not going to be a lot of money. This guy's already got 11, 12. Oh, excellent. I like it a lot. Now, they are on about the bridge there. So let's go and... Ooh, it's a very small little town. Let's go ahead and procure ourselves a few more vehicles. Do we still have money? Starting to hurt. 5 more. Oh, not 54. 5 more vehicles. Buy that and throw that on the construction material line. I know you can kind of do line math and min max this to the nth degree, but it's not something that I find a lot of fun in. Okay, before this guy gets here, 20. That's a full load. I love it. Love it. So how much is that getting us? 20,000 for 1 person, and that took all the passengers. A full 20 load going back the other way. Now, if we come back to New Haven, how many people do we have hanging out over here? Oh man. I think this line is going to do well. Cost us a lot of money to get where we are at the moment, but now I think we're starting to see a bit of action. Can we start seeing this doing something? Not quite yet. There's tons of quarried stone over here, ready to go. I'm almost tempted to get 5 more and throw them in when these guys are arriving around here. And then we get 5 more. Yeah, probably about right to do. But we don't have the money just yet, though. Okay, these guys are starting to load. So hopefully we're going to start seeing... Ooh, did I or did I not? Hang on. Construction materials. Yes, guys, we need to be a little bit more flexible with how we assign our platforms, so that they don't wait like that. We'll be way more effective if they don't wait all the time. So let's do that. Hopefully, I'm not sure this is going to help us out this time around. But for the next 5 that's going to pop in over here, they'll be able to load up much, much quicker. Excellent. How far away is that terrain of ours? Oh, yeah, 400. That's awesome. The other thing that I was thinking, we obviously are starting to see a pretty poor emissions thing over here, and that's because of these trucks running through town. We could go a quicker route around this way, a bypass for at least one part of the journey, and at the same time reduce the emissions. So that would do quite well for the town. We should start selling some stuff over here. So hopefully, I want to see what the price is of getting this quarried stone to this particular location. The first few trucks out of here is not going to be able to provide us with any construction materials into town. Oh yeah, and that should be a fully loaded train as well. Excellent. Running fully loaded trains in all directions all the time is the name of the game. That's where you get the best benefit. Running vehicles empty, any direction, anywhere, for any part of the journey is really a bummer, and you don't want to do that, or you want to try and avoid that as much as possible. It's just one of those things. That's another 400,000 right over there. We're starting to see a little bit of profit coming through here. These guys are going to drop off at 44,000 per drop off. I like it. And the second one is already going to have construction materials to load up. I love it too. Nice. Now the third one's not going to have anything, it seems. Like it. Construction materials is starting to happen. This guy is starting to slowly do a production. That's good. That's really good. So we can up our vehicles in due course. Probably best would be to buy another train on this line. But the first thing I'm going to do before we do that is put in an extra little bypass through here. So let's grab some streets. I'm going to go with the country style roads. And we're going to run it like that. Cut it straight across there. Then bring it in this way. And do a little something like that. That's not too pricey. And that should help things out a little bit. There's lots of money. Excellent. More 400. Now they're already using that. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and grab our urban road. And just make sure we tie that one in there. I'm trying to create slightly more holistic little driveways and neighborhoods and things like that. As a holistic city plan, really. This bypass, and in the future we could upgrade that to something a little bit more substantial. Now, once this guy gets to about there, I can buy an extra one of these vehicles, and then we'll start seeing some good money coming in from that one. So let's go ahead and buy a vehicle. We're going to buy one more of these guys. Again, we're going to go with a nice dark greenish color. I think that's the green that we've used. We'll go ahead and buy you. That's okay. And then we say, guys, go for that line, please, straight away. So now we should have, excellent. I think we should be able to keep both of them full, but that will give us a lot more money, I think. And this should have dropped our emissions a little bit. Maybe it takes a little bit of time for it to sort itself out. That's a 42%, minus 42 residents because of that emission. So hopefully what we're doing here now is going to reduce it a little bit. I'm hopeful that the emissions will drop a little bit. Oh, what's happening? train 1 and ooh, I forgot. Oh, that's of course. I haven't got a bypass. Okay. We've got enough money to fix that. Where is the middle? Here. I believe the middle would be somewhere on this stretch. So what we'll do is we'll get our bypass running. I can't believe I forgot about that. Now let's do our bypass somewhere through there. I believe that should be just fine. I don't think we need to be any more aggressive than that. That piece of bypass there should work well. I am tempted to do a little bit of this there, so that there's a fair bit of room for them. So now that should conclude our issues. There goes the train on that side. There goes the train on that side. This one should be full. That one should be full. And that will see a fair bit more money roll in there. Have we started dropping the emissions? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Almost tempted to expand that a little bit and this a little bit in the hope that they pop up this way. I don't know if they'll do that though, but almost hopeful they will. At the same time, I might run a little bit of a road through there. Okay. They're running pretty much everywhere they want to. But anyway, money is starting to flow on in. I'm hopeful that everybody is growing. This guy is... We need to ship a little bit more. This guy is max capacity at the moment. That's all good. And over here, what is happening with Colorado Springs? Growing? Not yet. Some construction materials coming in. Not necessarily crazy amounts. So this is still a full load, which I'm very happy to report. And let's quickly have another look at line statistics. So now we're starting to see that line is going to 750. Construction materials already like making money. And our CS local is not making money. But these locals, I don't think they do make tons of money. What I want to do, though, is procure a few more vehicles. So if we say buy, let's say 10 more of these guys, I think that should do quite nicely for us. We should be able to afford that. Not? No? Oh, we can't. So let's just do 5 then. 5 and assign it to construction materials. Yeah, we really need to get our money running a little bit more effectively. But you know what they say? You got to spend money to make money. Okay, but maybe once it's done at once through here, we shouldn't have too many problems. I thought I picked the middle pretty nicely. Well, what we can do is we don't have money. We'll wait for a bit of money, and then what we can do is we can expand it a little bit. In the long run, this is not a waste of money. It's just maybe not the correct investment for the time. But I think we're doing well. Oh, now we're getting some more and better stuff. What is going to the Palmdale Tools Factory closes in 306 days. See, this is what I was talking about. So now that when that bar runs out, this guy closes, and you can't use it anymore. It disappears. But on the other side, you do get new stuff as well, which is good, which is really good. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. There you can see a drop in emissions has happened. Ooh, there's another one. Oil industry is closing. Vancouver oil industry is starting to close. So this will start happening all the time, and we do need to bear that in mind. What's happening with Colorado Springs? It's growing, not growing. It's pretty poor on emissions. I'm not sure we're going to be able to improve that much, but we can certainly provide way more construction materials to hopefully see stuff happening. Another sawmill is closing down, so lots of that will be happening pretty much all the time. Again, with this thing, I do need to expand that all the way around. Ooh, look, we're up at 1 million. I'm loving it. Here we go. Now, what we can certainly do is we need to sort that out because we are not not getting the value. We're slowing things down. So I'll do that. We'll pop it in there, and that should really sort itself out. What I'll do is pause it while I do that, and we just quickly reconnect this little section through here. Good. Get ourselves some signals and sort that out. So we'll get a signal there, and then we'll get ourselves a bit of a signal set up over there. I don't think we need that one, but trying to keep the blocks as pain-free as possible. Okay, we should have 20 guys ready. Oh, absolutely. This line is now running at a pretty decent rate, and we should be making tons of cash off of it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there we go. Making money. Now, what we can do is we can up our game again over here by buying another 5. Ooh, do we upgrade vehicles? I'm kind of wondering. Do we upgrade our vehicles? Yeah, too pricey. Upgrading our vehicles will make it much quicker. Yeah, let's do it. Upgrading vehicles, manage vehicles. This line, please. So all of these vehicles on this line, I would like you to select all of them, replace them for, not all cargo. See, picking up quarried stone and this guy. 40 kilometers an hour, 10 kilometers an hour more, and we're going to go ahead and replace them straight away. There we go. That'll be quicker, and that'll help us out substantially, I think. It'll go quicker. The rate at which things are being dropped off will go much quicker. Colorado Springs, slowly starting to provide the stuff that it needs. 20 people ready to go. Where's my next train? Oh, yes, now the bypass is in fact working. Good. Lots of extra moves, and I believe we're now starting to turn a profit. We will now be profitable. Let's have a quick look at our budget. So again, spending a lot of money all the time, but in the years that we're not spending, we clearly are. So what if we open up investments? What do? We did road investments. Yeah, we did vehicle investments. We did vehicle investments again and profit. Vehicle investments and profit and tracks, all good. This is where we're starting to see things. Ooh, that's a good number. 1.4 million with investments is starting to look pretty good. What are we paying in interest? Loan interest? Oh, that's about 100,000. That's not a big number. So paying it off at this point is probably not the right thing to do. What's our emissions looking like? No, all good. Now, the question that I have, and this is probably something that we'll need to do in the next episode, is do we maybe run a bus here? Or do we do a split off track this way? I don't know. Maybe leave it in the comments. I don't know what the right thing to do is just yet. But I do say that things are starting to grow over here, which is not a bad thing. We are providing all the construction materials that it needs, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Nice. Exactly what I was hoping for. But it's still a pretty small town, to say the least. Let's sort the things out a little bit by expanding our road network just a tad. I want to try and keep a little bit of structure in these towns. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind infill like that. But I just want to make sure we're trying to expand things in a pretty decent way. A new industry is available, Palmdale's Tool, which is quite interesting. This was the same thing that kind of closed, wasn't it? And then there's another industry that will be removed. Where is... Oh, anyway, I'm not going to jump onto each one of those, but it's good to keep a little bit of an eye on it. Do we still run a full service here? Ooh, it's not full. And that one? That one's full. Okay, so as long as we can keep it full, it's all good. We should be able to keep it pretty full. Now, we're not picking up everybody, so we should probably start running a bus service somewhere. So let's, I'm going to structure this down a little bit more. So if we go up here, do something like that. That's okay. I think that's fine. That now we'll start seeing all kinds of other things happening here. We don't necessarily have to run it through there. Ooh, I wouldn't mind just closing off this little section. Our money is looking nice now. I think we've cleared the worst of the worst now. So that's all good. And we're running these guys alongside. That's also good. Okay, now let's see about getting a few more bus stops in place. So at least all the way. Now the question is, how do we run this bus? So we could certainly do that. Run the bus that way. Stop it over here. And then on the way up there, we can... Oh, actually, we can just run it up to there. Ooh, do we do it over here somewhere? Yeah, that's fine. Do it over there. And then it goes home. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now, let's add that line. So go from there to there to there. Nice. That is all good. Now here we would like it to be able to use both platforms. This is going to be New Haven local. I like it. And we'll throw a few buses on there. So buy some vehicles, passenger vehicles, please. It's still only the Schneiders. For this one, let's do 4. Let's do 4 of them and throw it on the New Haven local. So hopefully now we'll move a few more people around town. Sort things out a little bit for us. Good stuff. Guys, that I think is where we're going to end this episode. I think we've made a lot of progress and now we're in a much better financial position. We've been making money the last couple of years. Even with limited investment or with some form of investment, we've still been able to make money. So that is pretty good. We can start looking at maybe clearing a bank loan or just expanding our operation. That we can do as well. Let's have a quick look. 20 people on that train, 20 people on that train, 20 people, more than 20 people waiting, and more than 20 people waiting. So we are really in a position where we can start looking at expanding that line capacity. But of course, all of these towns need certain things to be able to grow. That is starting to grow now, starting to look pretty decent for us. Let's have one quick look at our line stats over here. So construction materials making $500,000. CS Local is even starting to show, is covering its own costs, which is great. New Haven Food is almost $500,000. The passenger line is only about $1 million, which is the interesting thing because it's the low passenger numbers. But oh yeah, almost 2 million now, so that's good. And then New Haven Local, which is a brand new line. I believe that one will actually go kind of break even type status. So all of our lines are pretty good. Next thing I'm kind of wondering is, do we upgrade some of these vehicles again? We can. We certainly can. There we go. Up into the 2 million earnings mark. Let's have a look for the year. Oh, we're not 2 million a year just yet, but it was pretty good. How's that looking? There we go. This chart is saying a lot. That there was a big investment over there, but now we're starting to see proper profits growing. It is quite interesting that that's taken a bit of a dip. In terms of profitability, but hopefully this will really run up a little bit more. It is not quite. Let's see, end of the year and stop. There we go. So we are pretty much on par there, and planes are starting to become more available. Okay, I pause the game. That'll be the end of the episode. Thanks guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. If you've enjoyed it, as always, please hit that like button. Tell me what you think we should do next in the comments down below. I do record these games a few episodes at a time, so it might take me a few days to get to actioning any comments that I deem worthy, but I do read them. So thanks. Bye-bye.